In ancient Greek mythology, there was a fierce series of battles between the elder gods and the younger gods that lasted for 10 years. The Titans, the elder gods, and the Olympians, the younger gods. Cronus, the leader of the Titan gods, and Zeus, the leader of the Olympian gods, fought in a series of battles that lasted for 10 long years. This is known as the Battle of the Gods, the War of the Titans, or simply just the Titan War. Zeus started a rebellion against his father, Cronus, and the Titans with the help of his siblings and the Cyclops whom he freed from Tartarus, the underworld, who were imprisoned by his father. The war was to overthrow Cronus and to decide which generation of gods would have dominion over the universe. The war ended in victory for the Olympians, and Zeus became the leader and ruler of all the gods. After the war, Zeus threw all of the giants and the titans into the underworld, where they were imprisoned and bound in chains for all of eternity. However, not all the titans were imprisoned. Prometheus and his brother Epimetheus were spared, as they did not side with the other titans and rebel against Zeus, but were on Zeus' side. Zeus, showing his gratitude to Prometheus and Epimetheus, gave them the task of creating man. Then Prometheus created man and all other living creatures on earth. He assigned his brother Epimetheus with the task of giving the creatures different qualities such as swiftness, cunning, strength, fur, wings, etc. Lastly, he got to man, but Epimetheus had given all the good qualities to the other creatures and none is left for man. Prometheus, seeing man being inferior to all other animals, as all other different qualities and good qualities had been assigned to different animals in which nothing is left for man, he then decided to make man different and to make man stand upright like the gods themselves. So he created man in the image of the gods, and the goddess Athena breathed life into his creation. And finally, he gave them fire. Prometheus loved man more than the gods, who banished all of his family into the underworld. So when Zeus asked that a portion of each animal sacrifices made by man should be offered to the gods, Prometheus tricked Zeus by creating two piles, one which is full of bones but wrapped in fats, and the other with the finest meat hidden inside the hide. Then Prometheus asked Zeus to choose from the two piles, and Zeus chose the bones wrapped in fats, and as a result he had to accept it as his future share of sacrifices, as he had already gave his word. Zeus angered at this and took fire away from man. Without fire, man started to deprogress. He was cold and could not cook his food. Prometheus saw this and pitied mankind, and as he loved man so much, he then decided to steal fire and gave it back to man. He lit a torch from the sun and gave it back to man. Zeus, after seeing that man had had fire again, he was enraged, and this time he decided to inflict punishment on both man and Prometheus. Zeus decided to punish man, and so he created a mortal of stunning beauty, gave the mortal gifts of wealth, a deceptive heart, and a lying tongue. The mortal creation was named Pandora, the first woman, and he presented the woman to Prometheus' brother Epimetheus, who had lived among men. Although Prometheus had warned Epimetheus as to not accept any gifts from Zeus, as he could not be trusted, but Epimetheus saw Pandora's beauty was so great he couldn't help it but let her stay, fall in love with her, and made her his wife. Zeus also gave Pandora a jar and told her not to open it, but Pandora's curiosity about what was inside the jar eventually made her open it, and she released all chaos into the world and upon mankind. The jar was full of misfortunes, pestilence, suffering, death, but also at the bottom of it, there is hope. The only thing left before Pandora managed to close the jar was hope, and from there it started. The world was full of death, famine, plagues, and everything else. Prometheus, a Titan god who loved his mortals more than the Olympian gods, who is highly intelligent, strong-willed, and kind, who is seen among men as a savior of mankind, who gave them fire and the knowledge to create tools, and as such create civilizations, was punished by Zeus for loving mankind so much. Zeus never wanted to give man fire, because it would make man in equal standings with the gods, causing the gods to lose some of their luster in the eyes of man. Prometheus, on the other hand, was sentenced to eternal torment for his transgressions. He was punished for 3 reasons. Number 1, for tricking Zeus on the sacrifices, and the second, for stealing fire and gave it to man, and the third, for not telling Zeus which among his children would dethrone him. So Zeus commanded the servants to seize Prometheus and to take him to the Caucasus mountain and chain him to a rock with unbreakable chains. There Prometheus was tormented and tortured day and night by a giant eagle, the emblem of Zeus, who tear and eat at his liver. However, Prometheus, being an immortal, could not die, and as such his liver regrows every night, and the eagle would continue torturing him. This goes on for thousands of years until he was rescued. Prometheus was given 2 ways to get out of his punishment. First is to tell Zeus which among his children would dethrone him, and the second, that he would meet 2 conditions. The first condition is that an immortal must volunteer to die for him, and the second is that a mortal must kill the eagle. In some accounts it was said that Chiron, the centaur, agreed to die for Prometheus, and as a result, a mortal named Hercules killed the eagle, and Prometheus was freed. After thousands of years of being tortured on the Caucasus mountain, there emerged a hero by the name of Hercules. Hercules was the son of Zeus, who was known for his superhuman strength and his far-reaching adventures. Once Hercules was given the task of the 12 labors, and on his journey in search for the 11th labor, a task in which he had to retrieve the golden apples that grows on the tree with golden bark. On his way, he came by Prometheus, who was still bound in chains on the Caucasus mountain. He helped kill the eagle that had been torturing him for so long and freed Prometheus. It was said that this was permitted by Zeus so his son Hercules could get ideas on how to retrieve the golden apples and kill the 100-headed dragon, which was serpent-like, and bring glory to him. In another theory, it was said that Zeus needed and desperately wanted to know a secret that only Prometheus knew, so he sent his son Hercules to free him in exchange for the secret. Then, after being freed, Prometheus gave valuable information to Hercules on how to retrieve the golden apples and their location. He also warned him about the 100-headed serpent that guarded the golden apples, which is a difficult task for even someone like him. He then advised him not to pick the apples, but to send Aitalus, a titan who is also Prometheus' brother, while Hercules helped him held the heavens. Hercules did as Prometheus told him, and Aitalus was able to retrieve the apples, which helped him to complete his 11th labor. Prometheus was then finally freed, but in order to remind him of his transgressions and wrongdoings towards Zeus, he still had to wear a part of the chains and also carry a part of the Caucasus rock. If you haven't subscribed to this channel, please subscribe by clicking the subscribe button and click the notification icon so you won't miss any of our videos.